want to do the ankle tape. Normally you would spray Tough Skin for an extra level of adherent, and then also place heel and lace pads to prevent any irritation and rubbing, but I'm not going to do that today. And then we're going to start by first wrapping it with pre-wrap right below the calf muscle to prevent from irritation, and then we also do this kind of ankle tape to prevent from any horizontal movement of the ankle when it is sprained, and just have that extra level of stability. Now I'm going to start with anchors, 3 at the top, and then I'm going to do 1 at the bottom of the foot. All right, now I'm going to do the lateral locking strip starting up top. And coming up to the top of the other side. Making sure to press both sides down each time after, and also having a little bit of tension on each strip. And I'm going to do that 3 times. Now I'm going to lock that all together. Now I'm going to go into 3 heel locks. All right, now I'm going to start with my first figure 8. Then go from the opposite way and do a heel lock. and coming up where I first started the first figure eight. Now I'm going to do another figure eight in the opposite direction. And then doing one more heel lock in the opposite direction. Now I'm going to finish by locking it all together. Alright, so I'm going to start by applying pre-wrap to his arm to protect his forearm skin as well as hair from the tape. And then ripping a little hole in the pre-wrap to protect his thumb. Making sure that I'm limiting wrinkles within the wrap. Now I'm going to go ahead and start with the anchors, starting at the base of the forearm and going up towards the wrist. Alright, now that I have the anchors down, I'm going to apply the straight piece of tape and 2 X's to limit him from moving his wrist forward. So I'm going to ask him to place his hand back. I'm also going to put a little bit of tension on there, so that way when it lets him go to normal resting position, but not any farther. Now I'm going to start closest to his thumb. Now the opposite way, from going to about his pinky over to his thumb. And now I'm just going to repeat that 2 more times. But I'm also going to start the opposite way that I did the first time. And also not going in the exact same place I placed the tape before to create a greater surface area. And now at this time, I'm going to ask him to try to move his hand forward and see if he feels resistance. Do you feel resistance?
Yes.
And now I'm just going to go ahead and close up the tape. All right, and then that is going to be the wrist tape. All right, next we're going to do the thumb tape to make sure that it doesn't hyperflex. And you're just gonna start off by wrapping the wrist to protect it from the tape. And then when you get up to the thumb, tear a hole in it for their thumb to go through. And next I'm going to start just by creating locks for the tape. So I'm going to start at the base of it and just start with my locks. And this last one, I'm going to go through the thumb and then I'm going to bend it in his thumb crease to resist the friction. And then bring it back around. All right, now that I've got the locks down, I'm going to rip my 1.5 inch tape kind of in half to create a thinner strip. And now with this thinner strip, I'm going to start by creating a base for the other tape I'm going to do later on. So I'm going to start at the base of his thumb and go around and work my way up. All right, so now that I have his base done, I'm gonna start by doing teardrops to work here and then resist movement. So I'm gonna start on the inner inside of his wrist and come up and around and almost make a teardrop with my tape. But then also while I'm doing this, I wanna limit the amount of tension that I put on it to make sure that he still gets circulation to his thumb. Now that I've done that, I'm going to now flip the other way and start from this way and come back down. I'm gonna do this 2 more times. Is your thumb still feeling all right? Is your thumb still feeling all right?
Yeah.
All right, and now that I've finished that, I'm gonna ask him to make sure his thumb feels all right still and that he still has good circulation. Does everything feel all right still?
Yep.
All right. And now I'm just gonna go ahead and finish out the tape and lock everything up. I'm gonna do one final one. Again, starting near the knuckle. Going in between the thumb. And coming back down. And that is going to be the thumb tape. Finally, we are going to do the arch tape. You would also spray the tough skin on here. I learned how to do it 2 different ways. The first way is just applying 3 pieces of tape around the arch to create the arch of the foot, which is a lot easier. So I'm going to be demonstrating the teardrop method. So first, I'm going to apply 1 piece of tape right below the pads of his toes. And then I'm going to go 1 above. Now I'm going to rip this piece in half and start with the toes and start with the tapes. So first I'm going to start right by the big toe and work my way down and around and meet back up. By the toe. Actually no. So first I'm going to start right beneath the big toe and work my way down and around and then back up to where I started. I'm gonna go one more over. And then once again, locking it all in when I'm finished. And then that is what it looks like.